Hi, this is Cherry Enchantress, and I'm here with a pick a card. And this pick a card is going to be focused on your investment. What are you going to next invest in, or what should you next invest in? Should it be something like a house? Should you put money towards land or business? Or should you just keep it simple and save money and stay in an apartment? So you have four choices. They're going to be a mix of Lenormand and tarot and charms. So let's take a deep breath in through your nose. Close your eyes, release your breath through your mouth. Open your eyes and let them be drawn to the pile that's calling you. Go with your heart and not just with your eyes, or what you see or what you like visually. Sometimes you can choose by number and sometimes timestamp, but I feel like you instinctively know, and it's usually that first choice. But to help you a little bit, we have some crystals. So pile number 1 is the Smokey Quartz. Pile number 2 is a clear quartz cluster. Pile number 3 is a strawberry quartz. My cat's meowing at my window. Yeah, it usually means he's been hunting. And number 4 is a rose quartz. All right, so follow your intuition. It may be that you're doing more than one thing here. So if you feel drawn to 2, then go ahead and choose 2 or more if you want, or just listen to all of them. And when you listen to all of them, you can kind of get an idea what vibrates the strongest with you. If one of them feels like, yeah, now I feel that this is my sign to do this, then that is the right one. See, so that's another way you can do this. All right, everybody, let's begin. And here is pile number 1. And we have, this is a deck called Cherries. Okay, let me get this right. Lilac and Cherry Twilight Lenormand Vintage Oracle deck. It's really cool. I feel like it's German, but it's made in Russia. Very neat. Anyway, so it has a lot of beautiful pre-Raphaelite images, and so does the Enchanted Romance by me. So let's see. Okay, let's see. What shall we use first? You're my number 1, so that's why it's always a little different. Okay, you got the house. So, house, anyone? And the stork, and the hearts. All right. Then for our tarot, you have the 10 of Cups, very nice. 7 of Pentacles, and the Wheel. So it appears here that a house is calling you, whether small or big. It's the place where you find comfort and security. It's the living environment. It's possessions. It's property. It's real estate. It's small buildings, and it's cozy and comfort. The stork talks about a new addition or leveling up somehow. So you could be getting into some money where you can afford a house. Or this is the next step for you, moving into a house with a person of interest. This is also seeing that there is some place to grow within your love relationship, and the next step would be the home. But also maybe possibly you're thinking of having children, and a good place to start to have a secure place for children would be a home or a house. So it can be small if you want, like an apartment, but I feel like you want more of the stability of the home here because of the stork. there is this sense of a level up, that it's not just the minimum, but it's going a step up. And as far as the tarot is concerned, you have the Ten of Cups, which is pure contentment. It's very same as what it feels like to be in your own home. It feels very contented. With the Seven of Pentacles, you're watching things grow. So you could have kids already, or you could be planning to have children, or you may be a single mom or a single dad, or you could be connecting with somebody and seeing family grow. But there's this sense of stability. And there's also a bit of a timing situation here. So it could be that you're waiting for just the right time. There could be an opportunity that presents itself to allow you to level up. So the leveling up seems to be matching this timing thing, which is pretty cool. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Now the wheel is always kind of this up in the air feeling, but it is, however, about good luck. And it is fortune, and it's bringing you something unexpected, something, a windfall possibly, something that you didn't plan on. Maybe it's just everything falling into place just right. Maybe this has to do with your person of interest. Something about their situation could be improving. They could be leveling up. Your love life has a lot to do and has a lot of play within this scenario. So it's really, and I feel it could be strong motivation to be moving into a home. I think a lot of freedom comes from this move, and I think that the two of you will feel cozy and comfortable. Now, if you're a single person, then it could be just it could be that your social life gets better because you have your own place. You could have really great neighbors. You have a place to invite your friends over, whoever they may be, and then things grow from there. So if you don't have anyone in particular in mind, that could help. But also, if you're just dating and you just need a place to bring somebody over for coffee or whatever, for dinner, make them dinner, whatever, like you just want to be able to have that environment to entertain. And I feel like that's really strong for the single people out there specifically. But definitely, and I know you can entertain in an apartment, but this is a little bit different. This is mixed with an investment, because you're going to be presented with a certain opportunity that it almost feels like you can't pass up. Like the timing is going to be just perfect. Maybe you're in an apartment, your lease is up, you stumbled upon this great home, maybe it's rent to own, sold by owner to owner, something that just strikes you that it's going to be so much easier than you expected to own your own home. And I feel like that's going to be some of what propels you to make this move. Also, I feel that there is like a lot of family support here. Some of this could be inheritance. Sometimes too, it could be you're moving out of parents' home, or your parent is moving on to in their own direction. Like, it doesn't matter if they're very old, maybe they have to go into a retirement or not. Maybe there's a variety of things that happen. And I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying that sometimes parents move on with their lives too and find love in their lives. You just never know, which allows you to open pathways to having your own home as well. So there's a lot of fun circumstances that could be happening for you. I think, though, definitely you're headed towards getting this house, and it might be a lot easier than you imagined it to be. So let's get some charms. All right. Okay, you have the giraffe, tall and beautiful. You have Italy, a name, so that means we have to get some letters. And the number 28, and taking pictures. So it could be that you are doing selfies, sharing photos. Maybe you saw a picture of something and you're just like, oh, that's the one. That's what I want. There's the house that's calling me. Let me see if we can get anything else. All right, we have the Eiffel Tower. Could be very beautiful. You could be decorating in a Parisian way. We also have the number 9. Ooh, maybe by Halloween. Jack-o'-lantern. Oh, and it's interesting. In the day, they used to put jack-o'-lanterns with little lights to call in the people. There could be just something really attracting you to this particular house. You saw a picture of it. There is some kind of magical way it was photographed that makes you feel like this is yours. The fairies are talking to you. The rooster could be in the country or have some kind of very cottagey energy to it, possibly. Also, this is about waking up early, getting going. You may find this thing early in the day. It's definitely entwined with love. The situation has love all around it. Whether it's just universal love or a specific love of a person. Let's see about words, letters. SM, a lot of M's and lots of N's. I'll trade in the N's and the M's for something else. We also have an X. Okay. More S's and more C's. Okay. And W's. I want to trade in. Here we got an A. Sax, like saxophone. Sam. Alright, and we have an E, so, and we also have sex. So yeah, I mean, and we have name. Whose name wants to come out? Do you know somebody? Because we have name coming out here and name coming here. There's somebody specific maybe that you want to move in with, or they want to move in with you, or you want to get a place together, or you want your own place and just be able to socialize and party, or you're married and now you want to get your place together. So whatever the reason, I feel like you're leveling up your relationship, and with that leveling up of relationships comes the leveling up of your home. And I hope you like that. I'm going to move on to the next. And here is pile number 2. With the clear quartz cluster and the fairy Lenormand and the good tarot. So let's see what the fairy Lenormand has to say first. We have the tower. In Lenormand, the tower is a good card. And we have the anchor. That big guy, I don't know what that is, as the anchor. And the ship. Okay. Let's see about the good tarot. We have patience. The tower. Okay. Now in the tarot, tower is not bad, but it's kind of a harsh card. It makes you feel like a shakeup, but in the good tarot, the tower's a little bit different. And then we have the 4 of Earth. All right, so before I get into the Lenormand Tower, let me tell you about the Tarot Tower according to the Good Tarot, which is slightly different. Nicole Baron Reed Colette, sorry, Colette, why am I? Colette Baron-Reid has her own way of explaining things in a good way. So the tower represents surprises. Sometimes it's all about you have a certain intention, but you're putting it off and you're not doing it in a timely manner, and sometimes the universe will help shake it up and make it happen before you were really ready, but somewhere inside you were ready. This is about things happening fast, you know, when this card shows up. And it could be a paradigm shift or some kind of upheaval, and something that makes way in order for something better to take place. It could be some kind of epiphany. Whatever it is, it could be somewhat unexpected, maybe interesting, maybe good opportunities, good transformation, and keep your eyes open. I like this particular tower though, because most towers you see lightning bolts and you see the whole thing falling apart, but this tower looks really beautiful. So it could be that you're moving into someplace nice with beautiful staircases, kind of condo-like, something that's really beautiful, because this tower too is also very lovely with nice scenery. And so whenever the tower comes out, I oftentimes see apartments. I see, this is generally in the Lenormand tarot. The tower represents, the tower represents, we got tarot, tower, and Lenormand and tarot. Anyway, the tower represents buildings, first and foremost, tall buildings. So it could be even like Disneyland or Disney World or castles or whatever. It could be anything like that. But since we're asking, it could be that you're either getting a really big house or you're getting an apartment. And I feel the message here is, because we have the ship, we also have travel. We have travel and an anchor. So and then there's a ship off into the distance here. So as you can see that the tower is a place you can kind of anchor to. It's also like a lighthouse. You know, some of you could be even like live out of a boat or live out of a temporary type of like a vehicle, like an RV or something like that. That could be it. Some of you are doing the RV thing because it's a combination of anchor, like stability, and travel, like that too. So there's this sense that you're going to have that home base, but then be able to travel too. So patience here is just saying, it's kind of like waiting for the bigger things, you know, wait before you invest in too much, in anything too grand or too big. I feel like that's what it's saying. It's like moderation. This whole reading gives me sort of moderation in small things and scaling back. It could be that some of you are in a home and you're now going to scale back into either a smaller house or an apartment or assisted living, or I don't know, whatever, you know, small, just kind of like scaling back a little bit, possibly condos instead, you know, like smaller, something that doesn't have a lot of land, because land is a lot of upkeep. There could be a lot of scenarios going on out there, but I feel like keeping things simple, your life simplified. It's interesting, I was watching a design show and there's a mom wanted to stay with her daughter, and she set up a garage apartment for her within her home. And because this mom wanted to just travel, she got an RV, she just wanted to travel the world, but she wanted to have some place to come back to relax, not, you know, to call land, you know, to say, here I'm home, and have a home cooked meal and watch TV and chill and be with her family for a little bit before she goes out again on the open road or whatever. And it could be open road, it could be open sea, it could be lots of things like that. Like I see some folks could work on a boat, and then their home base. I feel like some people's home base is more It would be better if it was just smaller, because I feel like your whole circumstance is sort of temporary. And if you put too much investment into anything else right now, you're going to find things change so fast that you didn't have time to keep up with it. So if you invest in something smaller now, something simpler to manage and maintain, then you'll be glad, because in the long run, I see you're going to have bigger development happening. Something bigger's happening. The Four of Earth, haven't even talked about it, but that's exactly what the Four of Earth is. The Four of Pentacles is holding on to things, holding on to your money, or holding, being prudent about money spending, saving. Be sure to be saving things. This is sometimes about greed and stuff, but in this case it's not greed. It's really about making sure your savings is fine before you take on bigger purchases. Right now, this purchase is just right for you. Whatever it is, it feels like a small place that allows you flexibility and ability to travel if you need to. Okay, so let's get some charms. I like how all of these cards are sort of glowing. I feel like there's just a glow. There's like a happy energy here by being simple. You're doing the right thing. I'll just say this fell out as I was starting to stir, and this is your year. And your year is a good year. It's a good, happy year. So you're going to have a lot of fortune this year. A lot of good things happen. But there are going to be a few unexpected things maybe. And I think in order to be on the safe side, and I don't normally say that. I normally want people to take risks. But in this case, it's just timing-wise. It's better be on the safe side right now as far as timing for the majority of the collective looking at this that are choosing this. The timing feels at this moment to be a little bit safer, to save a little bit, but there's this glow, like this energy is pulsating, like something exciting is about to happen sometime this year for you. All right, see, like that sun, it's shining on things. It's clarity, it's energy, it's happiness, it's success. You also have the Eiffel Tower, but your Eiffel Tower to me means apartment, right? Because it's tall and statuesque. You have the number 6, which is good. It's all about love. You have pizza. You see, you simplify things. Have nice, being able, a place where you can chill and eat your pizza and share with friends and stuff. It's about being, I feel like a lot of younger people are, and people starting off, but it could also be older people who are scaling back. So a variety of things here. 29 could be a date. Scramble things up. Things might get scrambled up, so just enjoy your place, your smaller place. Ooh, you could be getting married this year. Wedding bells are ringing. Something with church or faith maybe. Also the bell is saying hit that bell for notifications. It's also saying, see, look at that. This is the I got your back. And I see it oftentimes representing like a loved one taking care of a child or taking care of somebody else that they love. It's like I've always got you, But also I see it kind of like traveling too, like on a motorcycle. So that could be another thing, like you love riding your motorcycle, and the best way to handle that, maybe just need a nice garage for your motorcycle, and then stay in your apartment. Maybe one of those apartments that have garages attached to it, so you can store your motorcycle, because I feel maybe you're one of those people who like to be on the road a lot. Look at that. And then you have the school bus. The school bus makes me think of not necessarily schools or bus, well, they make me think of school buses. All right, so what it really makes me think of, my old job. I was a school bus driver, and I gave it up to do things I really love to do. And so on the one hand, I can see this being something like maybe you just recently changed jobs. Now you have to be careful and budget and make sure you can afford everything before you start spending it on bigger things. So the other options that I included in this video have to do with houses, businesses, and land. And to me, all those things are a little bit bigger in scale than an apartment. Sometimes apartments can be pretty big investment too. But I feel like the bus can also represent like tour buses, and you know, like a tour bus that goes from Houston to Louisiana, gambling, casino stuff. It could be traveling and with friends. It could be your RV, because I don't have an RV a charm in here, so that could represent that, you know. We also have the giraffe too. This little giraffe doesn't look like a giraffe, but it is. It's kind of just represents you're just kind of different, you know, you want to do different things. And the iron here is everything's gonna iron out. Ironing out the wrinkles. Yeah, ironing out the wrinkles. Staying safe though with the safety pin. Maybe you're a musician. You know, it's interesting about this pin. My parents both were musicians. My mom traveled the whole United States and got a pin for different playing the piano concert stuff. My dad also, he toured singing opera all over the United States. So, and it's interesting, you could be part of a company that tours around, you know, professional theater group even, like lots of possibilities here. If that resonates with you, please comment, because I'd love to know. If not, that's okay. There just feels this sense that you just need some simplicity in your life, because you have quite a fun, exciting extracurricular life, a very social life, a very kind of get up and move and go kind of life. And so you just need a little home base anchor. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or big. And sometimes I feel like it can be weird and quirky, like, you know, living out of a boat or living out of some kind of interesting circumstance. You tell me if this resonates with you, what your current living situation is. I would really like to know. All right, so yeah, and speaking of that, look at the comment section. That's where you write your comments. Down below, there's like all kinds of things to look at. If you're new, then you can hit the arrow and then hit more, and then you look at this description box and you can see more places where you can find me. Also, down below the video, you see chapters where you can go to all the different chapters you want in this particular video. You can also go to my page, my home page, and look at all the different tabs. The tabs represent like the playlists I have and the community page. So when you're on YouTube, there's a lot to see, and within a particular channel's home page and page, there's a lot to see, and there's a lot of places where you can find me if you're interested. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to move on to the next. And here is pile number 3, and we have the strawberry quartz. I kind of miss my goddess provisions. That's where I got a lot of my great starter stuff up, but I still sell them if you want to check them out. Look in the description box below, I think. Anyway, let me know if you don't see it there, the link there. So let's see now. What should you invest in? Let's look at your Lenormand, and this is Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Reverie Lenormand. We have the lady. We have the mountain and the dice. All right. Let's see what your tarot has to say. And this is Gregory Scott's tarot. We have Sun, the Emperor, Death, and the Queen of Pentacles. Well, let's start with the tarot. So the sun is just pure happiness and bliss shining on everything. I love the sunflowers right now. Well, we have beautiful, beautiful. I sound like my mom. She always goes beautiful, beautiful. We have these beautiful blue flowers that bloom in the spring, blue bonnets. And they're so short-lived. I wish we could have blue bonnets a little bit longer. But so mostly March, a little bit into April, and then they're gone. But this year we had such an abundance of sunflowers everywhere. They were in full bloom all through April, May, June, and most of July. But now they're really starting to die out a little. The heat's just too much for the sunflowers, even the sunflowers. But still, it makes me think of land and views and vistas, and we got clouds in both of these cards, and this horizon and this never-ending vista. So that's why I just needed to go with the tarot first, because it's pretty obvious land is your investment calling here. There's a lot of clarity going on here with the sun and goodwill and good fortune and good energy, good luck. His sun is also good luck. But this is a sure thing, whereas the Wheel of Fortune could be maybe not such good luck. The sun is always good, always happy, never is a negative. Then the Emperor here represents not a king. He is an owner of much, much, much property. Like, he's not just of a kingdom. He really is a big owner. The other thing that the Emperor could be is like the entrepreneur. So the second possibility here could be business. But with the Death card, there's just no denying that this is the blank slate. This is the plot of land. Before you build the house, you clear the land, or you find a land that's already clear before you build the house. Now, you don't have to build a house, of course. A lot of you buy land just to have the land, just to have it on hand, just to have something in your name for future date, for future use. And sometimes you'll find that land that you bought years ago is amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I lived in League City, Texas, and there's the way that the part of Houston developed is just amazing. There was this big plots of just trees and trees and trees going on forever, owned by this guy named Kobayashi, and just owned it. That's it. Didn't want to do anything with it. And then years later, like he's like a billionaire because of the development on the land of businesses and homes and all kinds of things, And so it's quite a good investment if you do it right, for sure. If you find just the right circumstances, you can have an amazing amount of abundance. And I see the Queen of Pentacles drawn so many ways, but this one is so cool. This is like cornucopia. This is abundance. This is a woman, and it could be a single woman. Like, there could be some single ladies out there that are going to invest in themselves, invest in their future, but it doesn't have to be single. It could be just that it's this particular female's idea, not necessarily female, feminine idea. But the energy, the abundance, does seem to be centered around this particular female or feminine. And so if you don't think that represents you, it could be somebody you're connected to, because here in the Lenormand, the lady represents you or a person of interest. So if it's not you, then it's somebody that you're closely tied with. The mountains. One of the main things mountain represents is mountain. Like, I'm always going to that it means obstacles and delays and getting around, situations, but it also means mountain. And so it could be that you're finding land in a beautiful place that has mountains. It could be a nice flat valley area at the base of a beautiful mountain that you will build on later. You just never know. there is a bit of feeling like there is a delay here, though, anyway, that what you're going to do with the land could be delayed, but the buying of the land, that doesn't necessarily have to be delayed. So you see what I'm saying? It's like the land for itself, I feel like, is a good opportunity, a good investment. With the dice here, it's saying take a chance. Take a chance on this situation when the opportunity presents itself. Go ahead and take that chance. So how it's going to happen is by you taking the chance when that opportunity presents itself. The Emperor here doesn't even have to be you or your person of interest. This could be a landlord or somebody selling something. He owns so much. He owns all this land, and he's decided he's going to section off pieces. So instead of like 100 acres, he's selling 20-acre lots or whatever, and you get the 20-acre, or maybe bigger than that. Maybe he has 500 acres and he's selling 100 acres, whatever. You know, it could be somebody. But then again, that could be something that that you want to do too. Like maybe you're getting into a new genre of making money for yourself and flipping things and buying to sell and things like that, real estate stuff. That's a high possibility here too. Yeah, I just feel like the sun feels like and this person could be like a real estate agent combined. It could be you or somebody you're dealing with, but there seems to be a very exciting opportunity to invest in land for you, and it all will be very lucrative, and you will be quite abundant from this. And it's a matter of taking a chance. See, we have timing in some of these readings. Some piles, it's like being in the right place, right time. And I feel like a little bit of this, sometimes it's recognizing the opportunity when it arrives. But even when you recognize the opportunity when it arrives, not everybody always takes the chance. So it's got to be a combination of knowing when to go and then taking the chance. Very much like, you know, playing the stock market, things like that. It's a combination of that little inkling feeling inside of you and then just jumping on it. So it looks really exciting. I think very, very beautiful place that you will find, maybe full of beautiful wildflowers and mountains and trees and meadows and maybe even rivers. We don't see any rivers here, but I just see a very beautiful piece of land if you do go that route. And I feel like those of you who chose this pile are leaning in that direction. You know, some of you may not want it for home or anything like that. Maybe some of you want to just buy some piece of land, so, you know, a concrete slab that you could, you know, put businesses and rent them out. And that's also possible. It doesn't have to be a beautiful plot necessarily, although I do see that. I really do. If it's going to be mostly about profits and money making, it is possible that you'll just have a nice land to build a business on, or to let other people rent out spaces, something like that. So it could be that you're going to be the landlord. Maybe you're going to be somebody else's landlord as well. So that's real possible. So interesting combination of things. Let's get some charms and see what they say. All right, let's see. Look at that. You got the little house. Okay, so some of you, the answer for you is the house, but maybe you're like what I did, where I bought land and I had my home built from scratch. So maybe the first thing for you will be land. So that's a possibility before you get your house. And we got a bunch of hair. We don't need hair in here. We have the number 5. We have glasses. So be careful and cautious and make sure you read the fine print. Look at contracts very carefully and the wording. I believe August, about to be at the end of August, there will be another Mercury retrograde. So just be cautious whenever doing business deals during retrogrades for sure. But right now, and that's, to me, that's a combination of timing and risk, can also play with astrology as well. We have Aries though. Aries is about courage, right? Courageous. And we have a hug, and we have the snowman. It represents that some things are temporary. And so offers can be on the table just for a little while and then they melt in the snow. So sometimes it's important to jump on an offer before it melts away. Also, the snowman could represent a cold place that you be moving to or buying land at. It could represent that you're doing it in the winter or during the cold part of the year. We have we have 8. Here's August, possibly. We have this beautiful ruby, and here you go, guys. It's some kind of a superstition and a tradition to plant or bury a ruby underneath a building or the foundation of a building to give that building success and good luck. So before you even have a house or a business, place that ruby underneath the foundation where you have that plot of land, and that would even give you more abundance. You have the Buddha here giving you, and look at that, lots of spirituality, but you also have Pentacles times 1,000, making so much money. This is your money making, but also like glow up and feeling really good about yourself. And you have Saint Anthony, the patron saint of lost things, and also about love. Saint Anthony is the Italian Saint Patrick's Day. So I just feel like good luck here, because we also have the 4-leaf clover, and there you have it, you know, more flowers and things having to do with the earth and the land. You also have an idea coming through. With the anchor, you have stability. With the kitty cat, you have your familiar here guiding you. This is kind of like extra special good luck and guidance. You have the ship here. Ships coming in. There could be travel involved, but maybe moving to the where your land is located. It could have to do with work or creativity. Oh, look at that! And you have Cinderella's carriage. So like maybe you're going from rags to riches, and you just trying to figure out what to do with this newfound money that you have. And investing in land seems to be the right thing, especially if you have a lot of money. It could be so bountiful for you if you want to, let's say, even own property and you rent an Airbnb or something like that, or you have some land and you put a slate and, like I said, do the strip mall, or you know what I'm saying, things like that. So if you have the money, it feels like that's the right investment for you. Like with the hot air balloon, you have this whole up and away, you know, it's like you're just going upward, and there's love in this situation, and music, and your pineal gland with the pine cones is tingling, and the butterfly is transformation. An anchor again means the choices you make will help you stay stable and grounded, even if you feel like you're going outside the box, risking in a way that you don't normally do. The anchors, the 2 anchors saying you're fine, you're grounded. And then you have the cards. So I feel like it's in the cards. The cards are telling you the truth of the matter, that land is where to go. Now, if it doesn't resonate with you, you know, it doesn't resonate. It could be that this isn't your pile. It could be one of the other ones are your pile. It could be that maybe you were thinking that you want the house, and this is saying maybe you should get the house, but maybe you should get one of those built from scratch kind of homes, you know, so you get the land and the plot first, possibly. There's very many kind of scenarios out there for this person that's watching this. But you know what's right for you. So use your intuition as well as you're watching this. And if this doesn't feel right, then we have one more pile 4, but you can also go back to look at 1 and 2 if you like. And if you like that thumbs up, hit that little thumb down there with the confetti party, and yeah, subscribe if you're new. I mean, please, I would love to have you on this channel and be part of my Sparkles of Light. And if you're not new, if you're just a returning subscriber, you're not just a returning subscriber, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for coming back. Really appreciate it. And consider becoming a member, or, you know, or all the other ways that you can help support the channel. Just check out the description box. There's lots to see here. If any way you want to find me, you can check out the description box or click search at Cherry Enchantress, and you can find more ways to find me. I'm on TikTok and Threads now too, so check that out. And yeah, so I'll see you guys around. I'm moving on to the next. And you've chosen pile number 4, and that is with the rose quartz. I bet a lot of people chose this one because people love rose quartz. And the Lenormand that we're using is the Art Nouveau Lenormand, and accompanying that is the Ethereal Visions Tarot. So let's see what the Art Nouveau has to say. For the question, what should you next invest in? We have the bear. The bear right away, boss, I'm the boss, okay? We have the book. And the garden. Okay, let's see what our tarot says. We have, ooh, beautiful temperance. Oh, this almost feels like the strength card when you have the bear plus beautiful temperance here. And we have the artist, which is exclusive to this deck. And Ace of Wands. And the 7 of Pentacles. We'll start with the artist, since that's new, well, not new, that's exclusive to this deck. And according to the Ethereal Visions, the artist is a vessel of creation. It's mankind. It shows when you need to open the knowledge that's available. And if you stop and set aside the distractions of human conditions and just listen, then that channel message will come to you through your crown chakra. So this is about being a visionary, an interpreter, a creator, somebody who's very passionate. All right, so that kind of tells me that there's somebody that's a boss out there. With the bear, we definitely have bosses, financial matters, somebody who's in charge, somebody who's larger than life kind of person, big and in charge. And with this could be a partnership between a masculine who's very dynamic and strong and powerful, and a feminine who's very creative, and their beautiful partnership, a dynamic duo kind of thing. There could be a writer out there. There's a lot of creativity in this spread. It could be a variety of things though. So it doesn't have to be that you're just a writer. The that seems the strongest here. So a book is indicated, but it doesn't have to be about a book. It could be about lots of things that have to do with words, written word, spoken word. It could have to do with illustrations and visuals, like the artist. So creating things like, even if you like to create tarot or oracle decks or something like that. It could be, it's definitely something that appeals to the masses, because we also have the garden, which is about public and being out in the public. And so there's another possibility too, like an actor or performer too. Definitely, but in whatever this is here, is definitely getting entrepreneur vibes though. Just like the temperance is representing this perfect blend. Oftentimes I see the temperance when it comes to career. I see bakers and baristas and bartenders, but also just people who are just really good at mixing multiple things together to create their masterpieces. This is also could be partnerships too, a blend of two people with different, let's say, different energies, different, could be even elements, like maybe an air sign and a water sign, and you know, with air and water you get rainbows, you know. So it could be a combination of a lot of things, and that combination is what kind of sets this off. It could be that the business that you're creating is a combo business as well, like you like something like a Barnes and Noble, where Starbucks and Barnes and Noble were in, you know, in the 90s. They were just the dynamic duo. You had coffee and you read books, and oh, miss those days. And then we had the computer cafes and things like that popped up, but it's just yeah, it's just something about like one person and another person's idea combined together comes up with something. And there's just the artistry and the creativity here is very strong. The Ace of Wands just represents a lot of enthusiasm, excitement behind the ideas and the newness of it. So it's going to be very new. It's going to be a little bit risky too. The Wands represents fire and not having a problem with taking chances and trying something new. You know, with this cute little table and outdoors energy, it could be also sort of like a restaurant thing, or an outdoor with something that has an outdoor patio, something that's got water by it, a cozy, pretty, decorative. The artist could be somebody who's also good at designing and creating an experience, or a dining area, or an area that feels nice. Or it doesn't even have to be about food. It could be like my brother. He just created something that's just really amazing. It's a combination of art and light and music and all these things combined together to produce this beautiful, almost like show production environment experience, you know. So it could be lots of things, and the book can represent, and especially from her face, it looks like the ideas that you're getting. So start journaling. I feel like those of you who stumbled upon this who still may not know what your idea might be for a business, or you have an idea, maybe it's important to start outlining the steps that you need to take to get it going. An outline is wonderful. So find out how to do an outline, because I think outlines are awesome. I love outlines. You know, you have a 1, a 2, and a 3 at least, and underneath the 1, 2, 3 you have an A, B, and C possibly, and then underneath of that you have a little 1, 2, and 3. And so it's like big picture, and then narrow down to little details, and then narrow those details down to more of what needs to, you know, the action that needs to go behind it. So one of the things that stood out to me really big time when in not college, well, it felt like college, my 12th grade year at this school that I was in, Lady Catley, she was extremely intelligent and wonderful, English teacher. She was saying first you do sort of brainstorming. So brainstorm, you just write down whatever comes to mind. Just write down words. There's no wrong answer. There's nothing wrong. Brainstorm is just that. It's kind of like word salad sometimes. It doesn't make sense initially. Then later you look at it and certain things kind of like glow. And then you're like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. So brainstorm. And then once you get the brainstorming done, and you start to formulate something, then you can put those ideas into an outline, like an A, B, and C. How am I going about this? What are we going to do? And I feel like it's a we situation. I feel like you are doing this with at least one other person, could be more than one, but it feels like there's a lot of things involved. And see, with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm getting the feeling that it's going to be very profitable. You're going to have a lot of return on this. A lot of patience is required. Definitely with the Temperance, we have patience again. We have moderation too, like taking your time, thinking things through, planning very carefully. But the Seven of Pentacles is also about divine timing. So there'll be sometimes to move and sometimes to dream. You know, sometimes you have to act and sometimes you sit still and let the ideas come. So it's not always about go, go, go all the time, because some of the greatest part of achieving this goal is going to be the dreaming and the thinking and the being and just sitting in yourself. And so that's kind of what he's doing here. He's taking a break and just looking at what he's done so far and what else needs to be done. And it's also about, this gives me like strategy and planning and where to go from here, but also like admiring and appreciating yourself and patting yourself on the back and having those little mini celebrations when you get little things done and when you get those small achievements done. So the Ace of Wands is really cool because it looks like a tree and it looks like it's growing, right? And then we have this place and we have water again, and the Ace and the garden look very similar because we have a tree in the garden and we have the water by it. So those could be some elements that are really strong in your design or as part of your creativity or part of your business, whatever. We see fruits, and the fruit could be part of it, but also and the peacock feathers and fall possibly, and light and angelic energy. So be sure to thank your guides, because your guides are going to be behind your back. You're going to have like a guardian angel helping you, watching over you through your endeavors. And definitely things are growing. Like all of these leaves are golden. You're creating something really golden. And it's branching out and creating more and more. Yes. All right, so let's see what your charms have to say. All right. We'll go with that. I'm not going to be greedy here. And everybody got the Eiffel Tower. Like, I'm not sure if pile 1 did, but everybody else got the Eiffel Tower, which means it could be. So this is... Now for you, the Eiffel Tower means tower and bureaucracy, which is another meaning of the Eiffel Tower or the Tower card in Lenormand. Bureaucracy, paperwork, making sure you have all the, you know, when you do businesses, like especially if you do have a physical business and you have a place that you have to put it on, you have to make sure everything's to code. When you have a business, you may want to check into copyright things and legal ways to protect your business and things like that. So that might be important. You have the Sagittarius. We have fire again, and you have optimistic. You know, so keep your chin up. This is going to be really awesome. And what do we have here? A house again. So you too could be, that is a second possibility here. Although I saw mostly business, but maybe it's a home-based business, you know, or maybe it starts off at home. Maybe the initial creativity comes from the home, or you could section off a place out of your home that you begin the business, whether it's a little tiny store on your first floor and you live off the second floor, or you do tarot readings out of your parlor and you know, whatever it is, your home could be part of that, or it could be just that your business is small and cozy at first and then it branches out. It could be like the restaurant possibly too as well, or just smaller buildings. That's what the house represents, small buildings. But again, it could be that you're investing in a house. You just, you know, maybe you are, maybe the business thing is secondary to that. But I feel like business seems stronger here than just the home, but the home can also be part of the business. You also have the Cinderella carriage, which to me represents like the rags to riches energy, like getting some kind of, so sometimes when we have to make these choices of what to invest in, it's oftentimes after we've given money or we've earned money or we've inherited money. And so you want to know, and you're going from a rags to riches scenarios, but you also have to make sure you're very protected with this, how you use the money. Interesting, we have the little baby dice and it says 1, so it's like the beginning of things. But also there's another one like this that's attached to a $, which to me represents risk, take a chance. In this case, it's talking about risk and taking chances again. We also have the pine cone, which to me represents the pineal gland. And I feel like so many of you, especially if you're here, you're often also psychics, tarot readers as well, all kinds of entrepreneurs, but you also have this ability, even if you don't do it professional, you have this ability to predict and to see things, and you have amazing intuition. So really sit with your intuition and let those answers come to you. You have a hanger here, so it's like hang in there, but also, and the mittens. I feel like with the hanger and the mittens, it's like dressing for success. You know, there's a uniform of sorts that you need to wear for this. You need to make, if you're like, let's say you have your own business and your own business is, I'll throw the business out there, which is one of the things that my kids have been considering since they're all in the massage therapy business now, is, and you have to get like sheets and you have to get supplies. You have to make sure you protect your hands with lotions and other things. So the mittens always make me think of protecting your hands. And it's not just about winter and cold, it's about like, oven mittens when you take out something hot, protect your hands, washing your hands with detergent, make sure your hands are in gloves. Not everybody has to do this, but it's like, I feel like this is saying protect your hands. Make sure you put sunscreen on your hands, or use things, if you're going to be doing a lot of DIY things for your business, protect your hands. Wear gloves and stuff. There's gloves for pretty much everything, so wear your gloves. And then there's, I like this lotion Avon has this silicone glove. It's one of my favorites, and it's just this nice protective coating. It's like plastic, almost, not really plastic, but it's kind of this protective coating over your hands, fingers and hands, to keep water out, so it beads up, and that way it keeps your hands moist. There's lots of reasons why you might need some gloves riding your bike. Motorcycles, you know, be nice to have little gloves, but I tell you what, if you're a bicyclist, gloves, especially like if you're a long road bike type person, that have the padding right here and can really come in handy. So gear, you know, there's gear that you might, a uniform or some kind of gear that might be necessary to this entrepreneur business kind of thing that you're doing. And I hope you like that. If you like that, give it a thumbs up. You know, hit that little thumb in the corner, gives you like this little confetti party, and hit the bell too for notifications. And if you're new, please subscribe. I would love to have you as a subscriber. I'll be doing an August reading, and then coming up also is, your weekly message from your person reading. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of pick a cards again, and I still have the daily dust every day. And check out on Thursdays, I usually have what's going to happen for your weekend, and I'll put out a few more little shorts if you like. Let me know in the comment section, what's your favorite thing? Do you like the shorts better? Do you like the pick a cards better? What's your favorite thing to see on this channel? I'd love to know. And thank you so much for being here and helping me and participating. If you want to help the channel any more than just by being here, there's lots of things you can do. Definitely subscribe, and and as well as become a member. I'm going to shout out my members real quick. So my Platinum Pixie, Claudia Lane, my Twin Flamers, Jolene Sutton, Maria, Luisa Silva, Mary Joy, Full of Faithers, Wolfie Baby Doll, Laura Ochoa, Weird Sister Liz, my Sparkles of Light, Guacamole, Stoya, Divine Pearls, Maurice, Patricia, Andres, Alexis, Miss Fred, Giggles and Rainbow, Esmeralda, Gloria, No Name, Denise, and Terry. And thank you all too if you've been helping me over on the Patreon page. I've been posting pictures of all my latest creations, working real hard on my Lenormand deck. I'm getting real close to being finished. Only three drawings left to complete all the drawings, and then we'll compile it and create that, send it out to be printed. Right now I am also working up on an updated version of my sentimental silhouettes, which is going to be nice and pastel and holographic. So I got my hands on a lot of things. If you would like to hang out with me and sing on Smule, I do that every once in a while. That's kind of took a back seat for the other things, but definitely come sing with me on Smule. You can see one of my performances, which, I mean, don't listen to the whole thing, just like listen to the first verse. But yeah, and they have this beautiful new feature on Smule where you can do a lyric video, and I have Tinkerbell, so I'm like, yay, I got Tinkerbell for my Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust channel, so that's kind of perfect. So check that out, my videos. Check out all the videos and playlists and community page. I like to post on the community page just anything that comes to mind. A lot of times channel messages come to me and I just like have to send something out there to you real quick, and I don't have time to do a pick a card or a message, so I'll send you a channel message. Usually it's like a lyrics or a song or something that comes to me like that, so check that out too. And in the description box you can see all the places where you can find me, and I'm new on Threads now, so come hang out with me there as well. And I hope you guys like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.